Brethren, God help us. God help us to feel this. If you're wasting your life, He calls you away from such a life. He calls you to number your days. Look at your life. It is a vapor. It is passing. 50 short years. There's a cemetery over there. It is full of people. People, by and large, who did not think death would take them as soon as it did. And it took them. Brethren, our time is short. What are you doing with it? What are you doing with your time? Look at your time. Count it as a precious thing. Think about the time right now you cannot get back. When it comes to, brethren, when it comes to God and church and family, Paul would say, it's fleeting, it's passing, your time is short. So whatever family life you live in, it's here today, it's gone tomorrow. Deal with it. With regards to the things that are eternal, the soul of your spouse is eternal. The soul of your children are eternal. Press them towards Christ, yes. But don't invest in the things that are passing away in this world in ways that are inappropriate, in ways that are excessive, in ways that pull you away from the great work of Christ. Family needs to be surrendered to this principle. You don't hear it much. It's not popular, but it's reality. What really matters is not whether you've got family, not whether you're single, not whether you've got a lost spouse or a saved spouse. The real issue here is it's all passing. It's going real fast. You've got one life to live. Don't waste it. You don't get it back. Brethren, Adoniram Judson. I quoted this a little while ago to some of you, but it's worth bearing out again. You have but one life to live in which to prepare for eternity. If you had 4 or 5 lives, 2 or 3 of them might be spent in carelessness, but you have one only. Every action of that one life gives coloring to your eternity. How important then that you spend that life so as to please the Savior, the blessed Savior, who has done everything for you. And as I've been reading just recently this biography of Daniel Rowland, I came across this account of the first Great Awakening in Wales back in the 1740 era. Griffith Jones, he said this, "Never was the world fuller of hindrances to the good work of stirring ourselves up to lay hold on God. And yet this work was never more necessary. Since we have reason to fear that God is now about leaving our land and departing from us, it is now, if ever, we should stir ourselves up to lay hold on Him, as the prophet says, and be earnest, resolute, fixed, flaming affections to solicit His return and stay with us." What does that have to do about time? Let me tell you what it has to do. You know what he realized in that day? They had to have a movement of God in their land. And then they came to realize God was drawing back. And he said, oh, how desperate they were. With fervency, with affection, with passion, with resolve, they went after God and they pleaded with Him, don't leave our land, come back. And He did. And He came in and He brought great awakening there. He brought and swept many into the kingdom. What does that have to do with time? It has to do with this. Brethren, we have seen something of a work of God here in San Antonio. But who knows? Is there an ebb here? Is there a falling off? Is God withdrawing? Would He have us to heat up our passions and lay hold on Him and pull Him back and say, God, please don't go. Please don't pull back. Please don't stop saving. Please come back. Come in greater power. We need more. We haven't hardly yet tasted of it. Brethren, this is time. This is the time we've been called to live in. And one thing that's certain about this time is we need God in it if we're going to accomplish anything. If we're going to do the work, if we're going to carry on, if we're going to be victorious, we can only do it in time. God help us, brethren. Hold on to God in this time. Walk with Him. Talk with Him. Plead with Him. Hold on to Him. It's going to be gone. Very shortly. It's going to be gone. Brethren, this is our time. We're not guaranteed it tomorrow. This is our time. And I can read about the Griffith Jones, Adoniram Judsons. They lived in another time. This is our time. And you basically sit night after night in front of a television set, or laying asleep in bed, or playing video games, or whatever little trivial things. Brethren,